Oops.
So I got a haircut.
I was just going to ask you about it. Let's hear it.
I want to tell you about this. Here's the thing. I've stopped really caring about my appearance because my girlfriend moved in, and basically to me that means, she can't go anywhere. She's not a flight risk if I were to get, a bad haircut. I'm not worried about that. So, it's not a flight risk.
Love it.
So, I instead of going to, making an appointment at the place that I usually like to get my hair cut, I just was like, fuck it, I don't care. And I wandered into a random place that said, haircut's $24. And they were so excited that I came in. They couldn't believe it.
There's just no one there?
There's nobody getting haircuts.
Is that in
right
New York
now.
City?
Yeah, right on the corner here.
Oh, nice.
Just the closest place. And I wandered in, and I'm going to be honest. When, with getting haircuts, I have a little bit of a gender bias.
Interesting. I do too, actually.
I much prefer to have my hair cut by a man than a woman. And I'm sorry. It's just how I feel.
I'm the opposite. I prefer
you are?
a woman. I'm glad that we have, and I'd like to hear your
To me, it's like,
you have very different hair types.
We also have different hair.
So that's why.
Yeah. Because I walk into a barbershop, I want to be able to say, I want a boy's haircut. And that's the whole direction. And they know what to give me. And it's very close every time.
Interesting.
So I just get like a regular fade, whatever, a little, like, take an inch off the top. It's just so basic. But it's like, to me, it's like how a woman would want a female OBGYN, right? A gynecologist. I think some women want a female gynecologist because you presumably, you've dealt with it yourself.
It's definitely a more intimate part of the body, but I understand what you mean by that.
I want a man to cut my hair because he's used to having male
with man hair. He's a man with man hair.
So, of course, there's a man, finishing up some other guy in there, and then there's a woman free, and the woman waves me over, and I'm like, all right, well, I don't have a choice. So I go sit down. By the way, I had just finished playing tennis. I was soaked in sweat. And I apologized up front. I was like, listen, I'm really sweaty. I'm happy to run home and shower if that would make everyone more comfortable. They were like, no, we will wash. We'll wash
you.
They washed my hair, yeah.
Dude, before you just said hair, this sounded like you were going to a rub and tug spot. You're like, I walked in, this guy was finishing somebody off. The girl's ready. I was like, should I shower? I'm gross. She's like, no, we'll wash you here.
Dude, I have a story, by the way, which I want to tell you about after we finish this haircut thing, about a friend of mine. And I'll
quote unquote a friend of yours.
It really is,
Okay,
and you'll see. But okay. So I go and she gives me the hair wash in the sink where you tilt your head back. Now, this woman was probably 4'11", very short,
compact,
and she was probably like, she's from presumably Eastern Europe.
Okay.
So she could have been anywhere from like 50 to 100. Just like makes a mean stew, I'm sure.
I've never heard that. Like, once Eastern Europeans get over 50, you have no fucking
idea. I just have no idea how many wars she's lived through. Like, how many shawls does she have? How many times has she wrapped herself in a blanket to endure? So, anyway, I get into the chair, right? And she lowers the chair all the way. And even then, she's too short to cut the top of my head.
Oh my God.
With me sitting up.
Hilarious.
So she keeps asking me to slouch, right? Now, barbershop chairs aren't that comfortable as is. But if you're slouching and you're starting to create that triangle of space between the back of the chair, the bottom of the chair, and your back, where your back would be the hypotenuse, it gets more and more uncomfortable the more acute that triangle becomes.
I know exactly.
And so I'm bringing my hair down for this woman so that she can, and even then, she still can't see. She's working blind up top. She's fine on the sides, but up top, it's blind. It's like she's a librarian dusting the top shelves of the books, She can't, she's just guessing. She's guessing. And so she's then creating that little like tuft and cutting, and maybe she can see, but she's sort of pulling it her way. So I'm trying to like tilt my head to the side so she can see better. That's throwing her angles off. She didn't learn that way, right? And I'm like, at a certain point, you're in the wrong job. What are you doing here?
Absolutely.
You're too short to be a barber. And, I don't know what to say because I felt bad, but I couldn't go any lower in the chair. And my back is screaming. I'm deeply uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
And she's sitting there like this.
Yeah, she's just wrapped in a like she's talking to the other guy.
Francis, no.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, how many neighbors did you have to go forage for butter from? You know what I mean? Like at a certain point, you know that woman had to go find butter at one point. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. This poor woman, she's got a mole with like 10 hairs coming out of it that you could create an escape route with. So, all right.
Great,
yeah, it's fucking great.
That's hilarious.
So, we finished the haircut, I guess, and I'm just like, all right, thank God I really don't care about having a good haircut. It's fine.
Your hair looks great.
It's fine.
I think
It's
your hair
fine.
looked. I was thinking when I walked in here that you looked great.
Well, I appreciate that.
You're
Same.
welcome.
You notice your own haircuts
Right.
more clearly than other people, but it's fine. You know what I mean? But I just thought about that. I was like, at some point there are physical restrictions that prevent you from working certain jobs, right?
It's true. She needs a better stool.
I gave up on my NBA dreams in 8th grade when I realized I just didn't have the discipline to learn how to shoot free throws enough to be a white guy in the NBA.
Right.
If you want to be a white guy in the NBA, you either need to be 7 feet tall and German, or you need to shoot 93% from the line.
Right, dude, 100%.
Those are the two parameters, and eventually transition to becoming a coach.
It's very accurate. It's very accurate.
And I didn't have that. That wasn't in the cards for me. So I gave up. Those were my physical restrictions prevented me from carrying out my dreams of being in the NBA. This woman should know that she can't cut hair because she's not tall enough. Or get a booster stool. Have a step ladder, something.
Yeah, or some calcium.
Yeah.
She stops shrinking, dude.
God,
Poor thing.
I wonder how many potato famines just stunted her growth.
Dude, it's tough out there, man. It's fucking tough out there. Dude, I like getting my hair cut by a woman just because I feel like they listen to me more. I feel like guys just don't listen. I'm like, can you do this? Like, I'll show them a picture of what I look like the way I want my hair. And I'm like, can you do that? And they look and they're like, yeah. But I feel like if I do that to a guy, he's like, yeah. And then he just does whatever he wants. And then I come out looking.
That's male egotism, right?
Potentially.
Dude,
one thing that I get annoyed about when I'm getting my hair cut, and forgive me if this is like ridiculous, but tell me if you notice this. You know when they're like cutting your hair with the scissors, and then in between the cutting, they do this quick move to get the hair out? When they start getting too like cavalier with that, it gets like annoying. They're just like, and they do like the little thing to get the hair off it. And then they start using the layering scissors where they're like,
I like that though.
it's like, all right.
Dude, what you're describing to me sounds like someone who knows what they're doing.
I mean, I
This
hope so.
woman yesterday did not know. I think it was her first time cutting hair. I mean it. Let me tell you something. The cords for the buzzers, which are very heavy cords, those are waterproof cords. Those are like surge protected cords, right? The buzzer is plugged in.
Okay, yeah.
And it's a heavy, like could be a generator.
Dude,
cord.
when you turn it on, it's like you shot a gun. It like jerks back in your hand.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. It's hilarious.
But the actual wiring, right? It's not a thin wire. It's a thick, heavy cord that she couldn't maneuver it around my body. It was laying across me. And then she would spin me and it would get caught up on my shoulder or neck and we'd have to like undo me like I was a dog on a leash. And at some point, if you can't, navigating the cords of the haircut should be the first thing you learn. She couldn't do it.
She just couldn't physically handle it. So, dude, let me ask you though, like, if you like that video, check out our channel where we have way more videos. Fucking, I just don't know how to do this. This is unbelievable. If you like that video, we have way more videos on our channel. Please like and subscribe. Turn on notifications if you want to know when there are new ones. But if not, check them out, and we appreciate it.
Oops.